It's been a fantastic year for Skoda Auto India, and the man behind all of that with his team has made it possible for Skoda to have an absolutely brilliant year in India. And it's none other than Zac Hollis. We are not, we are obviously, we know him because we have had so many conversations with him. Zac, thank you so much for being with us. It's a pleasure as always to have you.
My absolute pleasure, Amir. I love talking to you guys. I love talking to journalists. I like talking about our products and the success of the brand in India. So thank you for the invitation and looking forward to it.
So let me start by asking you about the Kodiaq. I think there's a lot of demand clearly for this car in India and how it's shaping out to be. So what's the response like from your end?
The response to the Kodiaq was way bit higher than we ever expected it. And I think it's interesting because we spoke to you guys, you journalists, back when we launched, when we opened the bookings for the Kodiaq about less than a year ago now.
Yeah.
And I explained that the 2000 in the car now is with a 2-litre TSI petrol engine mounted to a 7-speed DSG gearbox in predominantly a diesel segment. And I said, look, we're going for 1,000 a year. And all you guys said, perfect, that's a good volume. You'll do 1,000 a year, yeah? And I sold out the whole lot in 2 weeks. So you got it wrong and I got it wrong. But it actually shows the real demand. It shows the demand for that car. It shows the way the market in India is moving towards petrol. It shows how much they love the TSI engines and the power of the TSI engines. Yeah. I mean, it's phenomenal power that engine has. And really the reception of the car has been fantastic. And now we've got a lot more volume for 2023. I can't give the exact numbers, but today, depending on when this goes out, we will open the bookings at dealers for the first quarter. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what the pent-up demand is for the Kodiaq for deliveries in the first quarter.
And there's been a lot of back and forth even with the customers for you, asking you for more features. On that front, how has that been like? How has that journey been like? Because there's been a stark movement towards SUVs with more features on offer. How has that movement been for you?
The Kodiaq, particularly the top end L&K, is packed full of features. We're the only one in the segment with dynamic chassis control, which really creates a bespoke driving experience for the customer, enables you to program exactly the suspension and the four-wheel drive as you wish. So that's a unique offering that we've got. And also in the L&K, the level of quality, the level of premium equipment that you get is absolutely outstanding. And I mean, the car comes with 9 airbags. It comes with, let's say, that 2-litre TSI engine and DSG gearbox. It's a lot of fun to drive. I think 0 to 100 is in around 8 seconds, so which is really stunning level of performance. And really, I mean, the car, you have to pay 10 lakh or more to get a car from a competitor that really drives and looks and feels like the Kodiaq.
No, and I've reviewed it as well, and it does feel very compact, though its proportions might not suggest that. It feels a smaller car when you're driving it, and that's all credit to the engineers and the designers as well. Let's talk more about SUVs then. A big SUV that has made an impact for Skoda is obviously the Kushaq. How have sales been, and how steady has been the demand for that car?
The demand has been excellent, and even now we've launched the Monte Carlo edition at the top end, and we have sold out of the Monte Carlo for the next 3 months in terms of production. So the Monte Carlo is going very well. The car has been absolutely excellent, well received. And what we've recently done is added more standard equipment onto the car. So for example, the Ambition and the Active now come with TPMS and start stop, which increases the fuel efficiency of the car even more. So now we've got a fuel efficiency, particularly on the 1-litre TSI, which is one of the best in the industry. And on the 1.5 TSI, when you look at fuel efficiency, I was talking to one of your colleague journalists earlier, and this 2-cylinder deactivation is such a cool feature. When you're driving along, that the car actually drops 2 cylinders and just drives on 2 cylinders, meaning with 150 PS of power, I'm getting 18 plus kilometers per litre. So outstanding, this new equipment coming in, and we'll launch some more cool more cool things with the Kushaq over the next few months. So Kushaq is very much there. It's nurturing between 7 and 8% segment share, which, considering the market is still 50% diesel, really shows that people love these TSI engines as well.
Absolutely. I think are there then I should ask definitely about this the other SUV, the Karoq. What's the thing that you're hearing about from, say, customers or dealers? Should you bring it back, or is it very much will there be demand there as well?
I would never say no to bringing a product into India. I think what we've always got to do is look at the business case for the product, look at the type of volume that we would get from the product, and then we have to present that to a factory, because at the end of the day, it's got to build a business case. If it doesn't build a business case, then we won't get the product. I think we did a limited run of the FBU version of the Karoq, and we did that really as a kind of, we call it this bridging period
Right.
between before we had the India 2.0 cars. We were expanding the dealer network. We need to make sure we had some volume to get through the dealers and to keep the dealers really sustained during that period. So yes, I will never say no to a product. Any product that Malad Boleslav has, I will be looking at, can I bring that car to India? And I'll be pushing my team. What do we have to do to bring that car to India?
That's fantastic news for us, and we wait for the RS versions of all the cars that you bring into India as well. Let's talk about the Slavia, because I have you here now. Let's also talk about the Slavia, a genuinely great sedan, with a long pedigree that it has. How has that been doing, and what are the feelers that you're getting from, say, dealers or uh, say even the customers about the car?
It's going very well. I mean, we were really surprised at the kind of effect we had from the launch. And when I talk to salespeople, and I talk to salespeople up and down the country, and I say to salespeople, what are the 4 or 5 things that customers really like about this car, and what gets
Right.
them over the line in terms of booking the car? And
Right.
time and time again, the same things are coming out. People love the styling of the car. They love the TSI engine. They like the size of the car. This is one of the biggest cars in the segment. And of course, they like the test drive with the TSI engines. That's what they say. And then finally, one thing that they also say, which I always suspected this to be the case, people like the ground clearance. With 190 millimeters of ground clearance, we've
Yeah.
got more ground clearance than many of the SUVs. We've got SUV-like ground clearance out there, which is
Right.
really tremendous, and people really, really like that. So the car's going very, very well, and we're really pleased with the success the car has. And what it's also done is it's grown the segment, which is what
Right.
I expected to happen. Many people have moved away from the sedan segment into the SUV because there was nothing new for them to attract these
Yeah.
customers. And now they are coming back because there's new products, and new products are bringing people back into the segment. So very pleased with how the Slavia is going. I tell you, and the other day I was at a dealership and I looked at the Slavia next to the Octavia, and I had to look twice to tell which one was which. That's the kind of product that we
Yeah.
have localized in India. A car that really looks like a only slightly smaller Octavia.
Right. I think absolutely. I think that's and it stays true to the pedigree that it holds, and it's really fantastic. Talking about again, I mean, a lot of people have been asking us on social media. When is will Skoda ever, what do you say, bring back the badge of, say, the Yeti or the Fabia? How do you react to that?
I mean, the Yeti is a product that doesn't exist in the Skoda portfolio
Yeah.
anymore, from that perspective. So it's a product. I think it's a well-loved product. I personally drove these cars in the Czech Republic, and when I was in Ireland, my wife had a Yeti also. So it's a well-loved car, and there's a lot of really dedicated followers in India. Yeah, Fabia is of course very different, and what you've got to consider with a car like Fabia is how big is that premium hatch market in India, and then what incremental sales would we get above the Kushaq and the Slavia? And I think, in my opinion, you wouldn't get significant incremental sales for a premium hatchback over
Yeah.
a Kushaq or a Slavia. So the
Right.
business case isn't there in terms of localizing the hatchback. And then I know people are disappointed when I say that, but me, I've always been very transparent from that point of view. There isn't
Yeah.
really a business case for localizing the Fabia. It will be a very premium hatchback, because at the end of the day, the platform underneath it would be the same from the Kushaq and the Slavia, with
Yeah.
the same engines and gearbox combinations, just a different hut. And there wouldn't be the incremental volume to make it work. So yeah, people love the car, and I see, even when I go along to workshops now, I still see our fans, and we have lots of fans of the Skoda brand in workshops and getting their Fabia's service too.
Yeah. No, awesome. I think we look forward. Hopefully, that Skoda makes some plans for maybe the Fabia coming to India, because it was a very, very well loved car here. My final question then to you, Zach, is what are your expectations from the Kodiaq? Obviously, there's a lot for you, to look forward to already because people in India love the Kodiaq. How would you? I mean, what is your expectation right from the day of the booking? When, I mean, do you have any clue when you'll be sold out in the next, say, 30 minutes types?
I would say that I would not. I'm not going to put a volume on it, and the reason I'm not going to put a volume on it because the supply situation, Amaya, is still difficult for us.
Yeah.
As an automotive manufacturer worldwide, the supply of semiconductors is still an issue. The supply is still affected by the geopolitical issues in Ukraine. I think the brand has done a great job in Skoda Auto of managing its way through this, but it's still an issue. Nevertheless, we've got a plan for good volume in the first quarter, and I'll leave you with the words good volume rather than an exact number.
Right.
And I'm confident that anybody comes in to book a Kodiaq will get a delivery slot in the first quarter.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Zach, for that. And it's great to talk to you as always. And good luck with the new Kodiaq. It's a new car that comes into the showrooms, and you have a full showroom now of cars to show to people. So, congratulations to you, and good luck with the Kodiaq.
Thank you very much. Great to talk to you, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you.